What, hello everybody, Ian here. I've just put my holiday project down. Yes, it is Ivor and it's a lot of fun, and you'll be finding out about that in the next couple of weeks. So today I wanted to talk to you about this, my book, A Journey into Micro Layouts, Personal Thoughts about Designing and Building Very Small Model Railway Layouts. So it's here. It's taken me quite a while to write it and get it done, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's available from my Buy Me a Coffee store, link in the comments, and yeah, it's going to cost $10, 10 US dollars. I hope you're going to enjoy it. It's an ebook, so once you make payment through the Buy Me a Coffee site, you will get an instant download, so you can start reading it straight away. You don't have to wait for it to be mailed to you. That was a big factor in my decision to go ebook. And another reason for it as an ebook, this is a history of my micro layout building. So there's some very old pictures in. As you remember when digital cameras were about 3 megapixels, or that when your local supermarket or photographic store used to scan your negatives and print them out at like 5x4 and 150 dpi. So pictures that old are in here, and I didn't think that they would stand up to being enlarged in a printed book. So let's start with the cover. The cover has a picture of Northcotes on it, my O-scale micro layout, and well, this picture is just one of those that knocks me sideways. I talk about this in the book. I get visions in my head of ideas for layouts, and then I sketch them out, and that's basically a big part of my thought process and my design process. And so I had this vision in my head, and it translated perfectly into model form. So I'm really pleased with that picture on the front cover. What we do have is a beginner's section. If you're new to the world of micro layouts, I explain all the terminology. Pizzas and SLTs and tuning forks and Ys and what have you. And then I talk about my thought processes and things that you might want to think about when you design stuff. I mean, I have this little mantra that it's not what you've got, it's what you do with it. I know it kind of like sounds like something from a smutty English postcard, but no, I believe that it's how you treat what you have in front of you that helps to make the layout special. So then we have a bit about working accessories, working features. I believe that on micro layouts that working features are really important. So we've got a whole section about how to make a simple wagon loader and how to make a very simple loading crane. And then I talk about action, when simulating action when there isn't any. Maybe you model in a small scale and you can't make a working crane or a wagon loader or something. So I have something I call the illusion of action, where, oh god, that does sound pretentious, doesn't it? But stick with it. I think you'll get some ideas. And we talk a bit about research materials as well. I mean, there's Google Earth, old maps and such like, and then we'll get on to the actual visualizing process, and I talk about like mocking up, and then I've got a section on baseboards, because micro layouts are small. You do not have to use 1/2-inch plywood 2x1 framing to build your baseboard. You can get away with 1/2-inch foam core board. So I've actually got a section here about building a baseboard with 10mm foam core sheet and for framing and a 1/2 inch cork-faced foam core board for a baseboard surface. So, and then I'll talk a bit about building layouts in boxes like apple boxes, and on Mosslanders shelves and in shoe boxes, stuff like that. So, then the important stuff, there is my sketchbook. There's a sketchbook of some of the ideas I've had over the years, and well, this is just scratching the surface. I could put out a second book on sketches and concepts. There's an idea, isn't there? I could put out a second book on sketches and concepts. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. So we've got a sketchbook of concepts and ideas. Some of these I was actually going to build, and some of these actually have got moved from the sketchbook section into the layout section because I did actually start building them. So then we've got the sketchbook section. Then we have the layout failures section, because failures are as important as the successes. So I've got some of the layouts in here that I built that were failures, like Deltac, which was the first layout I built in an Apple box. It looked great, but there were problems with it because I didn't know enough about working with Apple boxes at the time. Because the mistakes I learned on Deltac were absorbed into the next Apple box layout, which was Nowhere Mine, and that's been around for 15 years. So the mistakes you learn are always important. So there's Deltac, there's Greymont Limestone. Oh, Greymont Limestone is just absolutely one of my favorite layouts of all time. It was also a big failure, so it actually pains me to even think a little bit about Greymont Limestone. I hope you enjoy the pictures of Greymont Limestone, because Greymont Limestone I think is pretty stunning. And yeah, then there's the ON30 layout that was a real failure. So bad that I didn't even give it a name. Then we get on to the big at the back, the micro layout exhibition. We've got Pure Spring Watercress, we've got Bontofts, we've got Grainthorpe, we've got Northcotes. And so there's Northcotes, there's Stafford Ledge Tramway, which is up there behind me there. So, well, I mean, Pure Spring Watercress is right there. And Grainthorpe is there in the shadows, and Northcotes is over here. So nearly all the layouts that are featured in the book are around me. Then of course there's Wingett's Recycling. That was the 7-day model railway that I built maybe 20 years ago now, and so it's nice to revisit that and see some of the pictures and get some of the memories back as I was writing that up. So there's some interesting thoughts about building that and research materials, and a really nice story about how I met an NFL legend over Wingett's Recycling. So there's Wingett's Recycling, and then there's Nowhere Mine as well. That was the second Apple box layout I built. That was the layout that I built in 00 HO scale. So you remember, when you English people, you remember when you were growing up, if you're my age, that kits like Airfix Railway kits were like labelled 00 HO. This layout was built to both scales so that I could operate my 00 English outline stock and my HO scale American outline stock, and it was quite successful. It's still in the garage right now, only because I don't have room in the basement for it. So so of all the layouts in the book, in the layout section, all the working layouts are actually all but one are still in my possession. So they must be good if I've kept them for that long. So that's the book. I mean, it's 80. I've got 82 pages here. So I'm excited for you to see it. I'm excited for you to read it. It's a book about my journey. It's a book about making mistakes. It's about the highs and lows. It's about successes and failures. But At the end of the day, what you got to do is, well, it's like I say on every video, build that model, lay that track, run that train, but above all, have fun. And now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to Ivor. Paw, paw.